Hello everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, Starseed Astrologer, Spiritual Messenger from SacredSoulEmpowerment.com, here to do your weekly angel card reading for Monday, August 22nd through Sunday, August 28th, 2016. For this weekly angel card reading, we're going to be using Doreen Virtue's Angel Tarot deck, and for your special message card this week, we're going to be using the Messages from Your Angels cards, also by Doreen Virtue. So before we get into the astrology for the week, let's take a look at your stones of choice. Your first stone of choice is golden calcite. And all three of the stones that I chose this week have something to do with the mental realm, because I know a lot of us are going through some mental disharmony or mental chaos and confusion. So the golden calcite actually helps you to attune to the higher mental plane so that you're attuning to your higher mind. The second stone of choice is strawberry obsidian. And strawberry obsidian is good for relieving mental tension and stress. So if you've been under a tremendous amount of stress lately, this might be the stone for you this week. Your last stone of choice is sodalite. And sodalite is going to help you to merge or unite logic and intuition. So rather than being totally on the mental plane of logic and understanding, or rather than being totally on the opposite end of just using your intuition, this helps to kind of merge the two. You can also take note of the colors of the stones if you want to connect them to any of the chakras. Again, your stones of choice are the golden calcite, which would relate to the solar plexus chakra with that golden yellow color, which is your center of power. The strawberry obsidian, which of course is a pink stone or rose-colored stone, so that will relate to the heart chakra and helping with emotions. And then the sodalite is your last stone of choice, and that's going to relate to the throat chakra, which is clear, creative self-expression and communication. Okay, so the astrology for this week, we just came off of a full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Aquarius last week. So if we think back, I think that week was a little bit challenging for some of us. And to start out this week, we have Mercury, which is the planet of communication and the mental realm, connecting with Jupiter. So Mercury and Jupiter are both in the sign of Virgo, and Virgo is all about the details and being analytical and being logical and taking things step by step and really trying to analyze and understand exactly what's going on. Now, Jupiter is a planet that can expand things, and I feel like Monday with Mercury conjuncting Jupiter, it can be a potentially good day for communication and expand certain ideas that we might have. This is going to be maybe good for communicating with other people to kind of network and toss around some particular ideas or things that we might want to work on in the future, like collaboration types of efforts. But because Jupiter can expand, and sometimes Virgo gets into more of a self-critical type of tendency, it can also potentially expand that to where you're not feeling, very good about yourself, or you're thinking that you could have done something better or done it differently. We have to also keep in mind that Mercury is slowing down because it's getting ready to go retrograde next week. So it's going to even intensify those energies even more because of the Mercury retrograde coming up. Also on Monday, the Sun is moving into the sign of Virgo. So now we have Mercury in Virgo, Jupiter in Virgo, Venus is in Virgo, and now we're going to have the Sun in Virgo as well. So that's a lot of Virgo energy. So let's use that most positive aspect of the Virgo energy and really, again, analyze and research and understand and take your time to make decisions, especially because Mercury is going to be retrograde. Really pay attention to the small details, the fine print of things, and use your powers of discernment with all of this Virgo energy. Now, as we skip to Wednesday the 24th, Mars in Sagittarius is coming up to meet with Saturn in Sagittarius. Now, Mars is an activating kind of planet. It's activating some sort of energy. Now, again, I feel like this could go one of two ways, because Saturn in the sign of Sagittarius is trying to help us manifest our blessings, but it's also bringing lessons, because that's what Saturn is all about, is teaching us particular karmic lessons or spiritual lessons that have to do with the sign of Sagittarius, which is about higher learning, higher understanding, our opinions, looking at the bright side and the optimistic side of things, you know, seeing the glass as half full rather than half empty. And Sagittarius can also be about judgment energy too. So with Mars coming up to connect with Saturn, and I'm going to jump ahead now to Friday because Mars then moves on to make a challenging aspect to Neptune in Pisces, this might be activating some sort of confusing types of energies because of that Neptune influence. I feel like there might be some situations that perhaps could get out of control as far as organizations or even individuals not being on the same page, and maybe there's differences of opinions about some things. And with Mars activating this Saturn-Neptune square that's getting closer together, it could bring some potential challenges. But again, there can be a positive aspect with everything. So let's use Mars as an activator to activate, again, some sort of blessings that are perhaps in disguise. And I say that because, again, Neptune is not always clear. A lot of things with Neptune is about the spiritual realm, and there's things going on behind the scenes. Our angels and guides are working to assist us, but we don't see what that is going to be yet. So blessings in disguise can be activated. Again, gifts and blessings from the spiritual realm. So we have to be open to, again, looking at that glass half full, being more positive and optimistic, and looking for that silver lining. And I really like the way the astrology for this week ends, because on Saturday the 27th, we have Venus, again, that's in Virgo, coming up to connect with or conjunct Jupiter, which is in Virgo. So at the beginning of the week, we had Mercury conjuncting Virgo. Now at the end of the week, Saturday, we have Venus conjuncting Jupiter in Virgo. Now, the good thing about this is that Jupiter is called the Great Benefic, meaning that it has a lot of beneficial energies to it. It brings blessings. It expands us into blessings or abundance and prosperity types of energies. And Venus, the planet Venus, which is the planet of love and relationships, but also finances and money, our values, you know, what we value, how we value ourselves, Venus is considered the other benefic. So it's also a beneficial energy. Those two planets in astrology have the most beneficial energy and the most connection to bringing blessings into our lives. And here they are coming together on Saturday in the sign of Virgo. So again, pay attention to the small things. Pay attention to the little things, because that's what Virgo is all about. In those little things in life, you know, in those things that we pay attention to, that we're grateful and thankful for, this is where our blessings are going to come in. But that's a really auspicious day. So, you know, really put out to the universe or take action on certain plans or ideas or steps. Again, small steps with Virgo, but make those small steps towards what it is that you're trying to create in your life, the blessings that you're trying to create, the abundance, the prosperity, whether it be financial or career or relationship or otherwise. So let's go ahead and look at what the angels and guides say for the week. Let's start by looking at the first card. Okay, so the first card for the week, this is the Ten of Fire. And the Ten of Fire says at the bottom, too much work, accept help from others. Life is out of balance, and stress-related health concerns. Now, the fire element is the wands element, and this is the spiritual creative energy. And with the number 10, and often with this card, the Ten of Fire, it feels like things are getting very, very heavy, that the spiritual energies are heavy, that the challenges in our life seem like they're greater and greater, especially because of that eclipse last week. And again, we have 2 more eclipses coming up within the month of September. So there's all these things that are kind of happening again on the spiritual realm that's creating this kind of heavy, burdensome, and feelings of challenging type of energy. Now, I feel like, again, don't take on too much. Don't try to do too much yourself. Ask for other help, or ask others for help. And, really let your friends, your loved ones, your family members help you this week. And in the future weeks to come, too, with some of the energy that we're experiencing. Let's go ahead. I want to take a look at the second card and see if we can get more information. Okay, so the second card, okay, now we have the Eight of Water. So the water element is all about our emotions, our feelings, our intuitions, the psychic realm. And the message at the bottom of this card says, a desire to move on, the search for something more meaningful, spiritual and emotional growth. And the number 8 is often about empowerment, if we look at that from a numerology standpoint. So here I feel like we're feeling disempowered in some way. We're feeling emotionally disempowered. And just like the card says, we're looking for something more. We aspire to feel emotionally better and more joyful and more happy and more abundant and prosperous in different areas of our lives. And I feel like here, that first sentence, a desire to move on, I feel like with the heaviness of the energies that we've been experiencing, that we are experiencing, we feel like, okay, I really want to change my life. I really want to move into something better. Maybe I have to make a decision to move in a different direction. Maybe I have to make certain choices to change the circumstances that I'm dealing with in my life. So I feel like there's a need to really, they're saying to call in Archangel Michael to pull cords of heavier emotions and feelings that you've been going through. Because again, this is a card that deals with the emotional realm. And again, those feelings of disempowerment, whether it be with some aspect of your life or a relationship of some sort, we want to make sure to kind of clear. So I feel like Archangel Michael and Saint Germain are two angels and guides that can really help you to kind of clear some of that heaviness and emotionally chaotic energy. All right, let's look at the last card. Well, actually, the second to the last, because I have a card back here that's a little special. But the third card, all right, so we have Major Arcana number 13. This is called Release in this deck with Archangel Azrael. And the message says the end of a phase or situation, spiritual transformation, and time to move on. So isn't that interesting? We have two cards here that talks about moving on. The Eight of Water said a desire to move on, and now our Major Arcana number 13 says that it's time to move on. So there's really something here that's saying, okay, we're going through a huge transformation and change within ourselves. We're going through a huge transformation and change with the circumstances and situations in our environment, what we're going through and dealing with. There's a lot of changes happening, a lot of redirections happening. And I really feel like this is saying that, again, we're at the end of some sort of soul cycle, energetic cycle, karmic learning cycle. And as we near the end of that cycle, there's going to be this huge growth, again, the spiritual transformation and huge growth and positive changes that will be upcoming as a result of letting go of something. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're letting go of something tangible. It could be that you're letting go of like a job or career or relationship dynamic that is no longer in your highest and best interest, and that it's time to move on from that. But this is also about moving on from old patterns, old subconscious belief systems that are not in your highest and best interest. Moving on from old emotional patterns or mental patterns, and really doing that inner healing work. So how can we best do that? Meditation, go get some healing, whatever type of healing that you're drawn to, or just, again, call in Archangel Michael and those of the highest vibration of light to help you pull those cords and release that energy. Now I pulled a fourth card back here because we have that Jupiter conjuncting Venus. And Jupiter conjuncting Venus again, because it's two positive planets coming together, and I feel like that's pretty special. So I asked the angels to give me a message regarding Jupiter and Venus coming together on Saturday. So let's see what they have to say about that. Okay, so wonderful, wonderful energy. This is Major Arcana number 3, the Empress card with Archangel Gabrielle, which is the messenger angel. She helps us with communication. She helps us with creative projects, any kind of creative self-expression. And it says at the bottom, lavish abundance, give birth to your dreams, nurture yourself and others. The one sentence that I really key in on here in regards to this week and Jupiter and Venus coming together is to give birth to your dreams. Once we release and let go, with Archangel Azrael in the release card here, once we release and let go of whatever the old energy is all about, then we can give birth to something new. And this is what the Empress is all about, is giving birth to something new and creative and wonderful. So there's wonderful new directions, wonderful new opportunities that we're ready to move into. All right, that's wonderful. So let's take a look at your special message depending on your stone of choice. So for those that chose the golden calcite, let's give this a shuffle. This one wants to turn over here. Okay, this is funny. I was shuffling earlier and pulled a card, and this one came out for myself, but this is Azure. And it says, your desired outcome will occur in the very near future. Have patience and faith, and don't try to force it to happen. So Azure is letting you know that you're heading in the right direction. You're moving in the right direction. What it is that you dream about and hope for is going to come to fruition in some sort of form. You have to be open to what that form is, though. It might not be exactly the way you envision it, but the generality of what it is that you're desiring in your life is going to come. And that's a very strong message, a very positive message. Again, this is about having a little bit of patience. Mercury's going retrograde for the month of September. We have 2 more eclipses in the month of September. So there's a lot of changes and redirections that are going to be happening. So just kind of, again, take those small steps to reach what it is that you desire. And eventually that is going to come. All right, for those of you that chose the Strawberry Obsidian, let's give this a shuffle and ask for Strawberry Obsidian. This one is coming out here. This is Shanti, and the message from Shanti says, I am the angel of peace. I bring you new tranquility and a smoother road ahead. It's interesting to me that the Strawberry Obsidian kind of relates that pink energy to the heart chakra and self-love and self-nurturing, and this is all about peace, that I feel like you're finally coming into a space of peace. You're finding the peace that you desire and that you're looking for. I also feel like here there is something with creativity that's happening with you. It's time to, they're saying, it's time to spread your wings and move into that creative venture. It might be a new job, a new career, a new creative project, something that brings in your sense of creativity is something that you're supposed to be moving towards, at least initiating in this week, or looking more into in this week. And again, good things are coming. Both these cards so far say that the good things are coming. Okay, so those of you that chose the Sodalite, okay, so Sodalite people, okay, this one is really catching my eye. So Sodalite people is Rochelle, another wonderful message. It says, as you honor and follow the guidance of your heart, prosperity is coming to you now. So whether that prosperity is money and finances or blessings of some other kind, you definitely have to follow your truth, follow your heart. Don't follow what you think you should be doing or what other people want you to do, or what the easier path might be necessarily, although sometimes we want to do that. But really follow your truth, follow your heart. What is it that you really want to do or be? And that's the road you're supposed to follow. And in doing that, that's where you're going to have the abundance and prosperity coming in. And this abundance with the green, she's wearing a lot of green here, so that really is indicative of abundance and prosperity energies. All right, everyone. So we had an interesting card reading this week. Make sure that you tune in to the monthly angel card readings and also the soul reflection readings that are coming up or that have been done on some of the special astrological and universal energies on my YouTube channel, Colleen Lemma. Please like and share and subscribe to the channel. If you like this video, you'll like the others. And I want to send you all much love and light and many, many angel blessings until next week.